Good evening. An attack in central London tonight has claimed the lives of 7.
This is a few people. This is a massive, popular movement.
A group of people who have self-appointed themselves as the so-called voice of the people.
Le terroriste le plus tristement célèbre répand la peur autour de la planète. Mais que savons-nous vraiment du fameux Jason Argyll?
Wer fragt sich, wer Jason Argyll ist und was er eigentlich will?
We want to assure the American people and citizens of the world that the Argyll threat is being addressed.
Efter attacken i Malmö har den svenska regeringen fördömt Jason Argyll och förbundit sig att lägga ner organisationen.
ФСБ присоединились к своим союзникам и по НАТО, чтобы захватить Джейсон Аргал после серии взрывов.
دول المملكة العربية السعودية ومصر والعراق والأردن في قيادة إقليمية لمناقشة خطة عملهم فيما يتعلق بجيسون أرجل. جميع الدول تخطط للتعاون مع
People are confused, they're scared, and everyone is asking just who is Jason Argyll.
Arrested in just 1% of this global elite. And no one has called for change, no one has challenged the state.
We will not tolerate terrorists who believe they are above justice. We will not sit back and let these atrocities go unanswered. The world is too small of a place for Jason Argyll to
Bring
hide.
bloodshed onto our streets, and for the leadership of this so-called Argyll movement, who refuse to condemn that violence, is just completely unacceptable.
It's Jason Argyll.
Jason Argyll.
Jason Argyll.
Jason Argyll.
What have the leaders of the world decided to do about Jason Argyll?
We've decided to negotiate.
I have a present for you, Jason.
Is this the negotiator?
Oh, yes.
Have you searched her for weapons?
Please, yes.
Well, let's have a look at you, shall we? Not what I was expecting. Oh, and Tom, her arrival indicates an imminent attack on their part. Make all the necessary arrangements and ensure Miles has her uplink ready. You'll have to forgive Tom. He takes his role very seriously.
And what is his role?
It doesn't really need a label. But we're not here to talk about that, are we? We're here to negotiate. So, let's negotiate.
It's quite an impressive setup you have out there. The bits I could see. Mr. Argyll.
Jason, please.
Jason. I understand that you have a widespread international network of followers. Perhaps close to 1 billion now.
That's true. It's hard to put a number on it these days.
And they follow you because they see the good deeds you've done. They love you for it. The world loves you for it.
Not all the world. If that were true, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Your employer, for example.
I don't have an employer.
Your sponsor, then. I wouldn't need to do what I do if they would only do what is necessary.
And what is necessary?
The world is infected by a small minority at the top. The corporate elites and the politicians in their pockets. The game makers.
And you're not one of them?
No. I've never made the rules.
You clearly know more about it than me.
Clearly. It's okay, you can drop the pretense. It's painful to watch, getting to know me on a human level before offering a deal. You're not who you're pretending to be, Miss...
Turner. Ellen Turner.
Why are you here, Ellen Turner?
You know why I'm here.
I know why you're here, but that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, why are you here? Captain Ellen Jane Turner, born 1986 in Cambridge. Achieved averagely in school and went on to join the military. 3 tours, 2 in Afghanistan, 1 in Iraq. Commended for acts of bravery. It says here that you're suspected of suffering from severe mental trauma. PTSD. And this is interesting. Has a brother, James Turner, with suspected links to the Argyll movement. Recently incarcerated. Why?
He was caught by the authorities trying to hack government databases.
And let me guess. They've promised you his freedom in return for bringing me down. That makes sense. Have you ever killed anyone, Ellen Turner?
How did you find out that stuff about me?
You didn't answer my question.
And you haven't answered mine.
Do you think I would let anyone in here without checking them out first?
I heard the men outside talking about a broadcast. What is the broadcast?
Soon to be the final act in this play. A vocalization of my belief. Words can be powerful weapons.
Words are words. Weapons are weapons. The two are not the same.
You have a very black and white view of the world. You wouldn't understand.
Oh, I understand perfectly.
Really? Then tell me, what does Ellen Turner believe in?
Believe in?
Yeah. God, love, science, yourself. Believing in something meaningful gives purpose to our existence. I think you believe in what you see. That's usually how a black and white thinker interprets the world. I also think you've seen things that you'd rather unsee, things that make you challenge your beliefs.
Don't assume something you don't know.
No, but I understand as a former black and white thinker. You see, the problem with thinking like you do is you spend so long looking at what is right and what is wrong from your perspective that you forget to look at the grey area in between.
And you feel your belief will look at the grey area?
Of course. I know that it does.
But isn't that just blind belief, without evidence? You're just like every other man with a twisted ideology.
There is nothing twisted about my ideology.
That sounds like black and white thinking. You're right, and I am wrong because I don't share your opinion.
You don't even know why I'm doing this.
Okay. Why are you doing this?
And that's the question. Why am I doing this? Why do you think I'm doing this?
You're an anarchist? Trying to break down society to rebuild it your way?
But you say that from your side of the coin. Let me flip the coin. What if I'm a visionary, trying to save our people from those who would want to harm them? What if I'm not your enemy?
You want to save people. Then how do you answer for the deaths of innocents? In Dublin, Chicago, Shanghai, Lagos, Sao Paulo?
Like any religion, my words can be lost in translation or abused. I preach peace, and a peaceful movement speaks a million voices.
If you preach peace, your followers would obey.
Of course. But humans are humans. We all have our weaknesses, our emotions, our frustrations. I traveled the world to witness the injustice of it all. Can you imagine a man with barely a penny to his name, desperately trying to feed his starving children, whilst another feeds his a banquet, half of which is thrown away? Or a woman who works her fingers to the bone making clothes so a minority can live in style? Or a soldier who was abandoned, betrayed by those she chose to follow, who she believed in, and was cast out for suffering scars that were difficult to hide?
Don't.
Don't what? Make you understand the frustrations of good people? Are you telling me you can't feel the pain of these people?
Of course I can. I've been there. I've seen it.
Then why are you trying to fight us?
We've lost contact with Turner.
That's okay. She's been briefed.
How long does she have?
2 hours.
As you look around, this is what I imagine the world to be. A society of individuals with purpose.
Every society needs leadership.
I agree. But they need leaders with the right qualities.
So what qualities do you have? What does Jason Argyll have that the rest of the world believes in?
Nothing.
You have a large portion of the world believing in you based on nothing.
Jason Argyll has nothing.
So if you're not their leader, then why do they follow and respect you as if you were?
They aren't following Jason Argyll. The man is a criminal. Does that shock you? I will not pretend I'm a good person.
I never believed you were.
None of us are free of guilt. If you pretend your palate's clean, I'd call you a liar.
My palate is not clean. But I don't have millions following me based on a lie.
I don't want people to follow my name. I want people to follow my belief. My belief is far beyond a single man. Jason Argyll may be the face of this movement, but it's my ideals that people follow. Your brother believed them.
Don't you fucking talk about my brother.
Why? I'm not the one who imprisoned him. That would be the people you seem to follow. I find it funny what love can do. It shows us who we really are underneath the exterior.
You like to make a lot of assumptions.
They're not assumptions. I'm a good judge of character. And you, Ellen Turner, the walls concealing your motives were transparent the moment you walked in here. Understanding motives lets you understand character.
And you? What are your personal motives?
Two patrols patrolling each of the forefront.
Welcome to the final act. This is what it's all been about, Miss Turner. How are we doing, Miles?
Bypass the firewalls and the link is good to go. A lot of people are going to see this.
Miles is something of a genius and a valuable asset to our cause.
They'll kill you. They'll kill all of you.
If that's what has to happen, then let it happen. I've already told you we've all made our choices.
And what will that achieve? You will die. And then what? Life goes on as it always has. Don't martyr yourselves for a lost cause.
A lost cause? Haven't you listened to anything I've said? Are you telling me that fighting injustice, corruption, and abuse of power is a lost cause? As long as there are those who believe we can change the world, then it is not a lost cause. And I will gladly give my life for that. See. Is this what it comes down to, Ellen? You're going to play the hero. Put a bullet between my eyes at the cost of your own life. It's admirable.
You'll do your broadcast, and there'll be uprisings. Cities will burn. People will die.
I don't want anyone to die for this. But you know what those in power will do.
Have you seen what happens to uprisings these days? Have any of you? when you're forced to drop bombs and chemicals on so-called rebels, only to walk the streets and find that you've condemned thousands of innocent men, women and children to death. Have you heard the screams of orphaned children? Or smelled the stench of rotting corpses? Have you? You can all sit here playing your games, but good people will suffer for your actions!
We're not playing a game here, Alan. You want to stop the abuse of power, to stop those who force good people to commit acts of murder on their behalf, who imprison people for their acts of belief. If you believe, truly believe that I'm your enemy, then pull the trigger. End it right now. But maybe, just maybe, I can hope you believe in something more than that. That we can change the course of humanity. Your brother believed it. And I wonder, maybe you're starting to as well. I meant it, you know. It was admirable, what you were trying to do. Stupid, but admirable. You know, even though it's only been a matter of hours, I feel like I know you better than anybody else in this room. Isn't that strange? If you had a choice, where would you be right now?
I have a place.
What do you see?
Rolling hills and endless fields. Nice and green. No buildings, no people.
Sounds much better than the bunker. It's strange when you're this close to the end. You tell yourself you've lived a good life, but what is a good life? What is the definition? Is it living a life of purpose and fulfillment? Or is it just our happiness that defines our lives?
I guess when you scrape away the bullshit, maybe our happiness is all that really matters. I think I've forgotten what that feels like.
You remind me of myself, you know, before all this. Lying in a pit of despair and suffering. You try and climb the ladder, but you just keep slipping. You keep telling yourself you'll reach the top, but in your heart, you just don't think you can anymore. And soon the pit swallows the ones you love as well. When the happiness is gone, there is nothing left. Will you promise me something, Alan Turner? Escape the pit you're in and live. Live a life worth living for yourself. No matter how hard it is, You told me you don't believe in anything. Well, now I want you to believe in something. Believe in happiness. Before it's too late.
I promise.
Our time is up.
Give me as long as you can.
It's been an honor.
You too, my friend.
Jason, tell me why you do this. I have to know.
When the happiness is gone, there is nothing left. All I have now is my belief.
Come on! Move! Move! Move!
Thought we just wait for her? That's right.
Good evening. Some of you may know me. Some of you believe my actions and messages to be revolutionary. Others may consider me to be an anarchist, perhaps even a criminal who is intent on destroying society and bringing our civilization to its knees. I am addressing you all not as a figure of authority or as a preacher of anarchism, but as a human being on this planet we share. The world as we know it is broken and rotten to the core. There is a festering substance that lingers on its surface, spreading the cancer. We all see it, day by day, yet we choose to live in blind ignorance. Your lives are controlled by those at the top, those who see you as nothing more than dispensable items, consumers, tools. And with us, they use us to better themselves. They use their greed, nationalism, fanaticism, and division to rule our lives. They oppress us, force us, confuse us, and kill us. And they harness the fear we all feel from this. Fear has become their greatest weapon. And we are fighting a losing battle. Not just for ourselves, but for our children and the very planet itself. And why? Why did we let this happen? We have a responsibility and we have failed. We became complacent. We took the easy road, and in doing so, this 1% of servile filth ran our world into the ground, broken beyond imagination and taken beyond repair. And why? Why? Throughout it all, there is one thing the 1% have failed to account for. Belief. And in the right hands, our belief can be the armor to their weaponized fear. I do not believe we are destined for extinction. I believe that we can survive this. I believe that we can achieve sustainability and not destruction. I believe that we can dispense with our competition and breed compassion for the collective good of mankind. I believe that we can create technologies that will help us rebuild our world, explore the stars, and ensure that every life is lived without disadvantage or despair. I believe that we can live in peace. Vastly different cultures accepting each other through our common humanity and not our intolerance of one another. Preventing wars with dialogue. Not the gun, the tank, or the bomb, but with a handshake or an embrace. And not allowing corporate agendas to dictate the fates of millions of lives as they watch and observe as their soldiers and people die for a cause so twisted many don't even know what they fight for. We don't want to fight one another. We don't want to die pitted against each other in a cage of hate. We, the 99%, we want to live in peace and in happiness. I do not accept that our vision of utopia is unobtainable.
My belief tells me that it can be obtained. We just have to reach out to our lasting legacy. A legacy that our children and our children's children and all future generations to come can look back on with pride. And even now, as the 1% break down our gates, ready to end this broadcast, I ask you now to break away from the easy road, to follow us down the difficult path. They will try and hurt us, push us, and break us back into the shadows, but never give in. Let their violence fuel your peacefulness and your belief. Let belief be your weapon. Belief that we can change the course of humanity, that we can stand together, united, and enjoy our lives of happiness and freedom and not a blind existence of fear. Make your lives mean something. Fight for an ideal worth fighting for. Show me that humanity is not lost. Show me that we deserve to live on. Show me.
That smile, I will never forget it. It was a smile of relief that his purpose had been fulfilled. Many who claimed to have strength would have crumbled. Many who claimed to have courage would have run. And many who claimed to have belief would have renounced it. But not Jason Argyll. The world heard his message. Now, it's in our hands. We will conquer the injustices of the world. It will not happen overnight, but day by day, change will come. And when that day comes, I'll be ready. But for now, I have my own mission, for I have a promise to keep.